supposed to get up in the 90s today, but it's 33 degrees right now. Where we at? That way. Someone's fired up. All we heard vehicle is up on private. So unless we can call him down. Which is what we're gonna try to do. We haven't heard him bugle at all in the last 15 minutes, so. We've got about 300 yards that direction until we're in the clear. He's right in the middle of the private, probably 300 or 400 yards in there. What's the wind doing? It feels like it's kind of going up already. He's on this ridge and we can get up into that draw there. You'll keep track of the wind for me. Okay, if we get up there, I might have to go back down in the meadow. We're in the clear here. He's still into the private. The wind's being a little weird right here. It's definitely warmer, even just 30 or 40 yards up off of the valley floor. But we can keep the wind good, and he's been bugling good every time we cow call. So we're gonna see if we can pull him in. coming off private at night, down into the bottom with the full moon. They're already back onto the private by daylight. And he doesn't seem to be moving in the direction that would be conducive to calling him back down. It's just amazing to me how much differently public land elk act than private land elk. We haven't heard a bugle for 3 days. And this bull's just screaming this morning. We're really hoping as the mountain goes up here, that section of private ends, if that bull is heading up to bed up high, we might be okay. But right now the wind's kind of going down into the draw where he's at. When it switches, though, it should come up and be in our favor. So as long as we can stay just behind him, and then as the wind switches, circle around behind the mountain, come in from above him, we might have a chance. That's all based on him going through the private and coming back out. But as smart as elk are, there's a good chance he might not come out. But we've got Donnie on the temptress back here. He can pull even the cagiest old mature bull off of private land. So that's our plan. Huh?
We're sticking to it.
Until it changes. Down in that draw. Wind is just so iffy. Good there. As long as it keeps sucking down that draw. Got an old skid road coming right here that he could walk in on. He's not moving near as much as he was. Hey, brush breaking right up here. Come here. Donnie. Drop right down there. bugling, which I don't know how they do it. He was clear down in that draw, and I gave him a couple cow calls. He got right there at 45 yards and was looking right down here, even with Donnie cow calling over the hill. He just had 30 yards to come and jump the fence, but still bugling at least. It's so frustrating having a fence line there. But it was good to hear a bugle and see an elk finally. He came to 40 or 45 yards and turned broadside there. He was on the wrong side of the fence. We'll keep following him up the ridge here. Yeah. Our game plan will be just follow this ridge all the way up. Try to determine where the bull's going and see if we can get another chance here. If not, just head up farther. See if we can find another one to bugle. Wind's still coming down good, which is not good. It'll be fine, just we have to wait for the wind to switch before we pop out on top. Otherwise our scent will go down the draw the bull's in. These poor huckleberry plants are just completely weighted down by the size of these big purple huckleberries. So I'm just going to pick a few here to relieve some of the stress on the plant so that they'll be able to make it through the dry fall months. There's a giant. That's like a Boone and Crockett class huckleberry. Just not right.
Pretty sure he's back on public ground over there.
He might make it. Trying to make a game plan here. He's bugling down this draw quite a ways. That ridge over there, from there down's all public land. So if we can wait for the thermals to change and start coming up, we can get on that ridge and we should be able to drop down within a few hundred yards of him. If he stays right there. looks like that on that ridge will be okay. He doesn't seem like he's moving too much. Plus, this open right here is not a good spot to try to set up and call him all the way across. I think our best bet's gonna be get over on that ridge, drop down. As long as this wind stays. We've waited here about an hour and a half. Thermals are strong coming up the hill now. It's about 11 o'clock. The bull will sound off about every time we bugle, but he's pretty quiet other than that. Still sounds like he's down in the same area, so we're gonna drop down, see if we can get him interested to get up from his nap in the hot weather and walk over to see what's going on. Could you tell where the bull was when he bugled? He's a runner. We had him circled all the way around where he was bedded. He'd left the private and went 600 yards over here into the public. Bedded down, we got behind him, and he stood his ground there for 20 minutes, but couldn't close the deal and pull him up the hill. He finally had enough. Just went back over into the private. I don't want to. I think we gotta pull out. He's dropped over into the private, not talking anymore. So maybe we'll try it again tonight or in the morning. So close. So close.
Episode 3. Finally, some action.
Yes. Finally heard some bugles.
Yeah. It's been a long time coming. I think we're into 5th day of elk season now. And really, other than opening day, I guess opening day we had a good encounter, but today was kind of the first good encounter we've had in a while.
A little excitement finally going.
Yeah. And I think we found out where the elk are. They're all on private land. So we've been up at 7,000 feet, 8,000 feet, hunting backcountry, looking all over for elk, and the elk are down lower right now. So it's hot, dry year, and that's private land is just, it's challenging.
Yes, it is, especially when it's blocked off and you can't access it. But what we found today was an area that had 3 sides pretty open to it, and we just had to walk all the way around it.
Yeah, and it's, the elk, I don't know how they know it, but they know where they're safe. And there was every bit as good of habitat. No reason that they would be, and it's not like, it's still early, so it's not like they're getting pressured a ton, but they knew where they were safe. And that bull went squarely. He came out of the private, to feed at night, and then by daylight he was back on the private and working his way into the center of it. So it was exciting nonetheless. We got close. We got some good bugling action. We saw the bull. It's all good. Plus, we picked more huckleberries.
We had so many huckleberries this year.
If you've never eaten a true huckleberry, it's not a blueberry. It's an Oregon, Roosevelt hunting in Oregon, they have different huckleberries over there, but these mountain huckleberries, there's nothing like it.
No, you could eat fistful after fistful.
And we did. So, strategy for success. I think there's a lot of things we could talk about, but
Private property.
yeah, Randy talks about hunting the fringes, and whether that's the edge of a burn, the edge of logging, just any transition in landscape or habitat, as well as the edge of private. And it's sometimes hard to do because it's frustrating. You'll hear elk bugling on the private, and it's so hard, as we found, to call them off the private. And that bull came to within 40 yards of the fence and just wouldn't come across it.
And to throw it back a few years, over in Oregon.
Oh yeah. Same situation.
Same situation. Corey pulled one off a private. As soon as he was on the public side, he died.
It was the same thing, though. The elk were feeding off of the private because there was better feed on the public side. There was logging and different things that opened up some habitat and some feed for the elk. And then at daylight, they would start moving across the public back onto the private, and they would bed on the private all day, and then at dark, they would come off. And, that year in Oregon, middle of the day, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I was walking that private, or walking the trail that was along the private, and an elk bugled. And middle of the day, I was able to call him off of the private. And I don't think his feet were on the public side for more than 2 or 3 seconds when I shot. I literally was 30 yards from the private fence. The bull jumped the fence. As soon as his feet hit the other side, I cow called and shot. But this time we couldn't get him over the fence. And I think that's one of the things that we did learn was you've got to get back 200 or 300 yards probably. That fence provides an obstacle for them. And if they're right there, they know the calling's coming from 60 yards from the fence, I think it's going to be harder to pull them away. But with that being said, I think there's some benefits to hunting next to private land. The elk are less pressured. They seem to be more vocal. This was the first real vocal elk we've heard. He was bugling on his own. So I think there are advantages to that if you're able to overcome some of the frustrations of standing there at the fence line and listening to an elk bugle 200 yards away and knowing you can't go after him, you can't push him. We did get lucky though, and he left the private and went up to bed up on the ridge up there, and we had another good encounter with him up on the public side. But it's just not the same hiking and hunting and seeing orange fence posts and but we were into elk.
Yeah.
So that's our strategy for success. Having a good mapping software platform that you're able to know exactly where you're at can be a benefit to being able to push right up in there and hunt some of those small sections of accessible or public land and getting into some elk. So giveaways?
Do some giveaways.
Got 4 more every day. We got 4. So giving away elk call package. We'll give away a tub of Bugleberry Enduro today. So we got Enduro. We've got the Yeti bottle and mug combo with the custom Destination Elk logo. And give away another set of the Peaks Pro Backcountry trekking poles.
Yep.
So sorry, no success today for a big item, but we'll make up for it. We'll make it really big when it happens.
Yeah.
So all you have to do to enter, just enter a comment below, leave a comment down below right here on YouTube, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow night.
Same time, same place.
Yes.
Hey,
Leave comments.
did you get out of this episode without a dad joke?
Oh, I'm sure I told one.
I'm sure it was lame. Do you have a good one?
I don't have a good one. I've just been reading news articles.
Your lead-ins have got to improve a little bit here.
Yeah. So there was a fire at shoe factory back east. It was pretty devastating.
Oh.
Over 100 souls were lost.
Well, it's an improvement over what you've got the last couple episodes. So.
All right.
Hopefully the trajectory continues. Elk hunting gets better, dad jokes get better.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Right.
Do you dream of going on a do-it-yourself elk hunt but don't know where to start? Or have you previously hunted elk but failed to fill your tag? Are you simply looking to increase your success and become a more consistently successful elk hunter? If you answered yes to any of these questions, the University of Elk Hunting online course is for you. Click here to learn how the University of Elk Hunting online course can help you maximize your elk hunting success.